All right. Good morning, good evening, good night. I think that's the last part of it. We're starting NFT live here on the Web3 network. We are going to have ourselves an awesome episode. A lot of housekeeping to get to today. A new episode of Wild Wild Web. The first episode of Wild Wild Web is coming out. Ledger's completely screwing themselves over. We got a new partnership to announce. A lot of stuff happening on today's Tuesday, including the popcorn that I ate. Just getting sucked down my throat. So if I die on today's episode, just let me know.
I mean, you're literally just shoveling popcorn in your mouth before hitting live. What are we doing over here? Are you trying to
gotta get the carbs?
Jesus.
I gotta get the carbs in.
Solid start to the show. Every professional knows that you don't eat popcorn before you go live, Q. I feel like this is gonna be picking kernels out the whole time. Jesus Christ.
All right, guys.
Anyway.
We see you here in chat early and often. Extinct is saying LFG hash rhymes, of course, here first. She beats everyone all the time. OVOT. Squashman saying OVOT. GM Omar Choina says OVOT. It's a Rate My Bags episode, folks.
Oh, no.
You don't even know
what's
about to happen to you. Do you understand what this means? Because we don't. We sure don't. We don't have the algorithm. It's the 8th edition. I got to change that. Just taking a quick look at all of our past Rate My's. This is a down memory lane here. Let me make sure I got this pulled up correctly. Rate My Gen Art. We got Rate My Flops. Rate My Christmas Movies was an all-time favorite of mine. I don't know, again, how Nightmare Before Christmas makes it into S tier. It's absolute degeneracy here. Rate My Bags, the crypto edition. Cereal edition, influencer edition, holiday. We got after it.
We should do a shitcoin meme coin. We should do meme coin edition. Rate My Bags.
I'm not pumping your bags on NFT Live. Leave that for your own.
Isn't that what Rate My Bags is all about? Hasn't it from day one just been about pumping our own bags?
That's fair. It's fair. But we do have the 8th edition coming to you here shortly. We've got a lot to cover before we get to that, including, again, that Ledger announcement that they are actually allowing people to send their seed phrases via email. Like, these guys literally came out and said you could send your seed phrase to yourself via email. We'll get into that. But before we do, again, like I said, we have a bunch of housekeeping. It's good to see everybody in the house as we get started, though. Wild Wild Web, first episode ever. We're going to do a quick giveaway here for this first ever episode for Wild Wild Web. Of course, this is the rebranded NFTGo show where we, dive deep with industry founders, 45 to 60-minute interviews where we get to really hit on the details here. And let me just read from this beautiful, beautiful description here. Every week, we'll be exploring the edges of the digital frontier through in-depth discussions with the most prominent industry pioneers and innovative builders in Web3. I promise you, folks, I with all of my being, I wrote that. It was not a Chat GPT prompt. It was nothing of the like. I wrote that. And that's what we're going to be doing every week. I'm hoping to get these episodes to 2 times a week. They're going to be on Spotify. I can pull that up here in just a moment. Let me make sure I get that. They're going to be on Spotify, so you can tell here. So these are the past NFTGo show episodes, of course. Oh, look at that. Who's that cutie pie? Gift Dead was on the NFTGo show. What? You don't like being highlighted?
I don't like being called a cutie pie. What the fuck is that, dude? Don't ever say that. Don't ever say that to me.
That's the first time you've been called a cutie pie. That's no chance.
It's not the first time, but it's the most uncomfortable I've ever been.
Well, that's what we do here on NFT Live. The Wild Wild Web is, again, on Spotify. This is going to be on others, but Spotify is going to be our native platform here. It's going to be video and audio, and that's going to come out later today. We're going to do a quick giveaway via the Twitter post that we will get to in just a second. Gifted just got off hosting a GM Web3 as he does, as is his daily routine. What did you take away from the morning show this AM, Gifted?
Takeaways. So we learned from the Oni Force town hall or meeting that they did with Horizon Labs that apparently they are absolutely working on staking mechanisms and different things like that, which to me is basically confirming some kind of token.
See,
Like what do you like, whether it's a cryptocurrency or a digital currency, that's to be determined, right? It could just be a digital currency that's not a real crypto that you can redeem for different rewards and create some kind of economy. That's may likely be what it is, and that might be why they're being so careful about like how they talk about it. But it definitely, in my opinion, confirms some kind of tokenomics at that point, because otherwise, like, what are you staking for, right? You got to be earning something when you're staking. That's why you stake. So to me, this is a clear, they're basically committed to creating some kind of token.
So I know the Moonbirds have a certain type of staking where you're able to stake your NFT and earn like points, essentially, like you would see on like I think the term is often thrown around as like airline points. So there are avenues that they can go
credit
to.
Card,
credit card points, all these stuff. So there are avenues that do not include a fungible token that is like freely tradable. So we'll see. I mean, how big of a maxi I am here on Oniforce. I'm just not pulling the trigger.
This is a guy who hasn't bought one, even though he's been talking about it for most of the better part of a year.
I have two. I have two Oniforce from back in the day.
Whoa. I didn't even know you had any.
Way back. Yeah.
All right. Oh, shit. Well, I look at you totally different now, Q. I thought you were just like some guy that kept saying how great they were and never going to buy any. I mean, which you are that, but at least you've got some skin in this game. That's good.
Do you hear how this guy talks to me? I compliment him at every turn, and this is how he talks to me about my investment strategies. I'm going to quickly get into one of the partnerships that was just announced on the Web3 network. Gift, take us into what we've got going on with Opolis here. This is a dope one.
Yeah. Opolis is an awesome resource and platform for Web3 entrepreneurs. They're trying to, basically make your life easier, right? They help you with everything from like taxes to setting up a business. They're trying to make being a Web3 entrepreneur actually possible, because it's very difficult. When you're an artist or an entrepreneur and you're literally doing everything, the logistics can be a nightmare. That's what they do, right? So I'm very excited to get to know them better. We got to share a stage and talk with them. They were a partner of ours and a sponsor for our Web3 lounge in Austin during Consensus. Loved meeting Rachel from their team. Total powerhouse. And so, yeah, we're continuing that partnership, and we're going to start doing some spaces together. I don't know, just seeing what else we can do to help, cross promote and doing all these cool things. But shout out Opolis. I really, really think that it's a valuable service, definitely the type of thing that we want to encourage. They're helping creators, helping entrepreneurs try and actually make Web3 a feasible, viable business and industry that they can thrive in. So yeah, this is just announcing that we're going to keep partnering and creating some content. I believe we're doing their first like official space. We're going to be the guests. So come and join us for that. I think that's like next Wednesday. It's coming up. We'll talk more about it before it comes up, but this is like the announcement of the announcement.
You know how much we love those. Prodigy saying everyone in chat compliment GIF. DP is saying, I see Gift Head took the sock off his head today. The trucker hat is a much better look. Marty's still driving a VCon. He's now in Nebraska, and Prodigy has 3 Oni forces. Choina also had a great point. This is on the Ledger announcement that came overnight here this morning. Please don't spread the same false narrative as Crypto Twitter is about the new Ledger service. Crypto Twitter is just too cringe sometimes, and today is a max cringe with no do your own research. I will say that the assumption right off the bat when they made this announcement was that in the new update, in the new forced update, there was going to be some move where your private key was essentially going to be available either to you but to other people, right? You don't want to have your private key online in any sort of fashion. Well, that's what the announcement if you didn't do YOR, that's what you thought the announcement would be. There was a lot of backlash, but there's some valid arguments on both sides, I would say. Like, clearly, I mean, we understand that it's an opt-in service. Hopefully you guys at home do as well. But there's some other, valid points being made on the opposite side there. DP is saying silver lining: if you die in today's episode, at least it'll go viral. That may be what we're missing.
Okay. All right. Yeah, maybe that's what we need. Or maybe we just need to crash a plane. I hear that's a good way to get some views.
Yeah, and also end up in jail. I heard about that. Love it. Hey, before I get to this last piece of housekeeping, everyone should know here in chat and at home, if you're listening on Spotify, if you're listening afterwards on YouTube, if you're on Twitter, we appreciate everybody that is within this community. We see y'all, and we appreciate you very much. Leave a like on the episode. Gift that doesn't know what a raised bed is.
It's a shrubbery. We talked about a shrubbery.
I don't. I'm looking up shrubbery right now because I need to make sure. Shrubbery. I'm just going to look this up.
Yeah. While you do that, on the Ledger front, yeah, it sounds like it's an opt-in recovery service, and it absolutely will serve some people that are maybe not good at protecting their own seed phrases, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. But I think, yeah, Twitter, I agree. If it was DP, I don't know who it was saying that, but I also really hate how reactive Twitter is. It's really obnoxious. People are literally just looking for any way to engagement farm. And so they'll just take the most extreme hot take right off the bat, try and be the first out the gate with a hot take, fudding anything or like making it seem like it's some crazy conspiracy theory. It's just over the top. And this is why I am not Twitter famous yet, because I fucking hate this shit. Like, I don't participate in what gets all of the engagement on Twitter, which is just this mindless nonsense. So yeah, I agree. Twitter's too reactive. Don't pay attention to all the nonsense. It's just an opt-in recovery service that if you want to have, you can. But also if you read the fine print, if you read the thread, it says they don't have any copy of your seed phrase ever. It's totally like decentralized. And it's split into different shards. Basically, it's like Ledger does not have access to your seed phrase. Nobody does except for you if you want to put together your shards or communicate those with somebody else. And it's totally opt-in. So stop freaking out. They're trying to provide products that some people will actually value. And imagine how many people in the future might actually have their asses saved by something like this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so we're going to get into the fine print here with that Ledger story as our first major story. The last two housekeeping things I do have. I might have more than that, but real quick, Jeff Jag is doing a derivative for builders of Titania off OniForce. Gift I just mentioned OniForce's big updates in their Twitter space. Well, Jeff Jag is doing a builders of Titania derivative off Oni. Last night I made 30 OniForce Titania derivatives for people in the community who replied to my thread with their Oni. Hit me up if I missed you. It was a great experience for refining my PS prep and image to image methods and simplifying some of those more tedious aspects. I like this move from Jeff here.
Cool meta. He made me one. I put it in the DM in the chat. Yeah, so my Forever Oni, there it is, token 35. Okay. He whipped this one up, and pretty awesome. It's got this crazy neck tube going. It's got the reflection of the little builders in the reflective headset. It's very reflective overall, I have to say.
Yeah, it's metallic there almost, yeah.
That is the derivative of my Forever Oni right there. Crazy mask.
Yeah, so I'm gonna drop that in chat. I have an Oni, I'm gonna drop my Oni here for him. See if he's still getting to work. Maybe I caught it late. We'll see. But yeah, big moves by Jeff Jag there. I think that's a smart play of getting a little bit more exposure for what he's building with Titania. The other last piece is here. Okay, so I have the NFT live tweet, but I have this Wild Wild Web tweet that I'm going to drop in the chat just beyond Jeff Jag's here. If you go into this tweet, and I'll bring this up later in the episode, let us know in the reply section right here what guest would be great to have on the Wild Wild Web. Of course, we're going to be rolling out a lot of different episodes each week. if we can get the top level guests, of course, that's what we want to be able to do. I don't think I'm at Vitalik's level yet, but that is the goal. We need to get Vitalik Buterin, of course, on the episode at one point. But if you guys do have a guest that you would like to see, drop it in the chat. We're going to choose 1 or 2 individuals. We'll see what happens for that $25 worth of ape coin that we love to give away here on the network. So yeah, drop that in chat. We'll pick 1 or 2 winners, and we'll see what guests you guys like to have on the episode. And then finally, this is going to be the tweet for today. So a lot of actions, you guys. We ask a lot of you guys to help us get out, the word about what we're doing on Web3. This is going to be the tweet for today. So if you can go there, leave a like on that. That would be epic. We'll get as many people in here as possible for the Rate My Bags episode. That's what's happening. We got Rate My Bags. It always goes off the rails. I gave you 24. I gave you 24 hours.
You're still not sticking to the 48-hour agreement that we had.
I don't remember. Did I sign a contract?
Yeah. Have you even read my rider, NiftyQ?
Have I read your what?
My rider. Oh, you don't know what a rider is? Oh.
Does anybody know what a rider is?
Okay.
Well, enlighten me, please.
You're over here talking to me about plants. You don't even know how artist agreements and contracts work.
I'm talking about living as a human being.
Okay.
Jack Butcher, Bear Brains, Yatsu are being brought up. Elon.
Bear Brains. We definitely will talk about Jack Butcher, Christie's, and what's going on with the checks element. What's up with the Neon Cat creator? Curious about what's going on with that. Is that Bear Brains? Let us know in the chat. But yeah,
okay,
definitely a lot to cover. And Rate My Bags. I don't know if we'll get there today. I don't know if we're gonna make it.
All right, we're getting there, guys. Don't worry. What's on Gift's rider? LOL feet pics protein powder ? I don't know what a rider is, so I can't answer that. But I can. What's up? What's up? You got it.
Okay, a rider is what you are obligated to provide to the talent, to the artist, to get them to show up and fulfill on what you need them to do. So to get me
would make sense
to participate in doing Rate My Bags today, NiftyQ, I need 48 hours advance. Nope. I need protein powder, high quality vanilla flavored protein powder. I need matcha as well. Fresh, the freshest high quality matcha. Okay. I also need a surplus of protein bars, and I need my own weight set in the green room. These are all the things that I expect for me to show up to do Rate My Bags.
You have a green room? When Kane Mayfield hears about this, he's going to be pissed. Kane's working on the side of the road for us here on Speakeasy, and you get a full green room with a weight set. Is that what you're asking for?
Yeah, I mean, I got to get a pump on before I feel good, look good. That's what you got to do if you're going to hit Rate My Bags with all of the dexterity and skill and presence of mind and body that you need.
I wonder if more people know about riders or raised beds. You ever hear of Van Halen's rider where they'd asked to have brown M&Ms removed? That just seems like a dick move.
Yeah.
That's a dick move.
But if you want Van Halen to show up and have a good show, you better remove those brown M&Ms.
That's fair. All right, we're going to get started on today's Tuesday edition of NFT Live here on the Web3 Network. Again, you guys are awesome for showing up early and often. OVOT, we will get started. Today's biggest news is going to at least start with the Ledger announcement. We'll get into that. I want to play the audio from the company here. I don't know if this is the founder. Let's see. CTO at Ledger. So first of all, don't have your CTO hop up on a video and explain this shit. Can we at least get the CEO, CMO? You guys gotta have to have somebody else. Never get the CTO to come up there unless it's Elon Musk or Steve Jobs. Here we go.
Hello, I'm Charles Guillemet, CTO at Ledger. I'd like to take a few minutes to introduce a new service. Ledger Recover is an optional subscription for users who want a backup of their secret recovery phrase, so they can restore access to their wallets whenever, wherever, even if they have lost or broken their Ledger Nano and don't have their recovery sheet with them. For some people, it's a very convenient service, but some others simply don't need it. You can continue managing your secret recovery phrase all by yourself if that's why you bought a ledger at the first place. This is not automatically enabled by any firmware updates. This is your choice. Self-custody is at the core of our offering, and your secret recovery phrase is created on your device. We have no access to it. This will never change. We are uncompromising about security, and that will never change. If you choose to subscribe, LEDGER Recover encrypts your secret recovery phrase and splits it into 3 fragments. All of this happens inside the secure element chip, so your private key is never at risk. These encrypted fragments are stored by 3 different parties on hardware security modules. In this process, LEDGER and our trusted providers have no access to your secret recovery phrase. There's no backdoor for anyone, neither us, a provider, or even a very gifted hacker to access it. Individually, these encrypted fragments are completely useless. When you want to restore your keys, 2 of these 3 parties will send back their fragments to your LEDGER device, which will be able to recombine your secret recovery phrase and allow you to access back your wallet. Decryption can only happen on the LEDGER secure element chip after identity verification. The split, encryption or decryption happens on your LEDGER device and does not involve any other party than you. Nobody within LEDGER or outside LEDGER ever has access to it. Self-custody remains and will always be the core principle of LEDGER. The ethos of self-custody is that it's your choice. You can choose to manage all your assets completely by yourself, or you can have a backup with LEDGER Recover. It's up to you.
Okay, well, nobody read that or listened to that or did anything because everyone freaked out that apparently there was going to be a forced update that forced everyone's private keys online. That is basically what happened to LEDGER this morning. To some of the individuals in our chat points, they have had these spaces going on for about 2 to 3 hours here that has basically attempted to stem the flame of whatever is happening in the crypto space right now. Everyone's freaking out. And I think this will slowly kind of come back to normal. But I do think like LEDGER had to be very, very careful with this release. I don't know how careful they were. I mean, they released a whole video. I'm sure they released a bunch of info, but their whole reputation and their whole brand. If LEDGER got hacked once, they would be done forever. If LEDGER, this is the issue with LEDGER is that they have one job, and so people viewed this as them fucking up the one job they had, which is just keep our private keys offline.
This space is so toxic, man. Trying to do business or be a creator or produce or run a community is so fucking difficult when so much of the space is literally just looking for what is the next thing for me to like get angry about and hyped up about, and what's the next thing that I can spin up a Twitter space about and yell and get everybody like freaking out and like engagement farm around. Like that is the space right now. Is it's just a bunch of shitty engagement farmers looking for the next thing to fucking FUD. And so what that means is that like if you're a business or a content creator, if you're a project, you know, if you're an entrepreneur or whatever, if you're trying to build in space, what this means is that you basically now, in my opinion, you have to be so sensitive and aware to the way that you're communicating everything to the point where you're literally like, you're tailoring all of your communication and messaging to trolls. Like what could they have done differently? You know what I mean? Obviously they could have found different communication methods, but what would that look like? To me, it's like you have to literally put up a giant fucking stop sign. You know, like the first announcement is like, stop, read this before you comment. Don't freak out. Like, you know, it's like you have to, you literally have to like tailor your communication strategy to fucking trolls and idiots and just be like, this is not, you know, publishing it. Like, you have to lead with like the worst case scenario and just tackle that out of the gate and just say, hey, don't start a Twitter space and spread a bunch of nonsense. This is actually not what it is. It's like, the fact that you have to communicate like, this is not that, this is not what we're doing, like, just stop, don't spin up a bunch of nonsense. That's a crazy world that we're living in right now, but that's what I feel like you have to do. If you're a business owner, you have to be so aware that if you don't just come out of the gate basically defensive like that, like, go on offense by being defensive. You know what I mean? It's like, if you don't come out of the gate like that, people are going to take whatever you're doing and try and spit it into a bunch of bullshit that it's not.
So here's the other side of this argument, right? Like, here's the only other logical kind of viewpoint that I could see, which is that, again, Ledger has had a reputation in the space of having secure private keys. Like, at the end of the day, like, that's their one job. And so from this Twitter users here, Atari.eth, he says, Ledger has broken the golden rule of hardware wallets, putting private keys on the internet. This is a dangerous precedent because private keys can leave devices now. What was supposed to be impossible is now possible with just a firmware update. What's in the next update? That seems like a little bit of an overreaction, because you can have different wallets for different use cases. You can have different people needing different things. I do feel like it's a little bit of an overreaction from a lot of people that say that exact thing. So I definitely am on the other side of it. People use crypto for different reasons. So a lot of people aren't going to be comfortable with having to store the private keys the way that needs to be stored, and then potentially forgetting it or replacing it, and all these different things.
Yeah, there's a couple things. First of all, if you took 2 minutes to watch the video or read the thread, he explicitly says we're not doing any sort of firmware updates around this. So, like, your tweet is already just inaccurate, right? So you're fudding without good reason. You didn't read the fine print. You didn't pay attention. So you're just creating hysteria. Again, engagement farming. Good for you. You got some cheap fucking points and maybe a few more followers, but you're also spreading misinformation that's dangerous and harmful to a good actor and a good business in the space. The other thing is that, like, understand, in order to actually gain more traction and get quote unquote, more adoption, mainstream adoption, we have to innovate to provide more accessible tools for people. This is an optional new tool for people that can make the experience better for a lot of people that are not comfortable with full Web3 decentralization. So it's not for you. It's not for everybody. That's the point. It's opt-in, bro.
Yeah.
Like the mindset that, like, oh, it has to only be this way and you can't innovate and create new accessible tools on top of this technology for other types of people that might want that, is such a dumb way to be thinking about this space. Like, what are you protecting? Are you just trying to protect us and keep us isolated? Is that your goal? Or do you actually want to see us grow and create new forms of products, utilities, better experiences, etc., to bring in more people into the space?
China is saying Coinbase and Ledger are two legit businesses working hard for adoption and security, but are attacked by a fraud coin cult and Twitter sensationalists. Marty saying, well said, China Web3 is just becoming cringe as fuck. I blame BAYC. So here is a situation. So understand I'm trying to really wrap my head around this conversation because it can go in two different ways. I will say that once they do this firmware update and people opt in, the security of which they perceive to have with Ledger is by no means even close to what it was beforehand. So if you're using this firmware update where in this feature where you have a password recovery, and there's a couple different threads on this as well. We have a situation where if somebody hacks Ledger's system, they could potentially get access to your private keys. So I think there are some conversations to be had around this, but it needs to be separated from the fact that these are this is a different service. Like, people are acting like this is going to be forced on everyone. It's not. But I just want people that use the service to understand this is not secure. This is really not secure. When you talk about having your private key stored somewhere else other than your physical person, you're leaving that open to different attack vectors. One of them could be Ledger getting hacked. Another could be Ledger getting, potentially attacked by the US government. And I say attacked, but I mean more like, hey, we need to see XYZ's private key or something like. Can you imagine that? Like, this is what it leaves you open to. So that's you laugh, Gip, but that's the
no.
attack
I'm
vector.
laughing at Marty McFly. That's what I'm laughing at.
Oh, just put my private keys up among my 3 baby mamas for safety. That's fair. If they collude against you, then you have the classic general's dilemma there. So
Yeah.
good luck.
You got to make sure that they really don't talk.
There's some different arguments, I think, with the new service. Like, let's separate these two. The first part of this discussion is it's fucking opt-in. Stop freaking out. The second part is how can they make the service that they're offering as secure as possible? And the quick answer is they really can't. Like, you're crossing a divide there. Like, if they do get hacked and they've had data breaches before, that could potentially leave you exposed.
You might be right. Like, again, if we're like, to me, what is the worst case scenario? If you want to try and give some credence to all the fudders and the people freaking out right now, to me, what this, in my mind, the worst case scenario would be that whatever system that people opted into, again, it's not everybody, just the opt-in people, that system could be compromised. And then the hackers or scammers could try and figure out how to piece together these different shards of the secret recovery phrases to then put them together into wallets. And so either way, they'd get access somehow to the parts of the seed phrases and then maybe be able to reconstruct seed phrases. But from reading through this thread, it sounds to me like they're very aware of like the issues with this, and that's why they've created a system that basically like separates it into these different shards. It's not like and they aren't storing the actual seed phrases. They're creating different seed phrases or like some kind of code, right? That's associated to a wallet. They're not storing seed phrases anywhere.
Yeah.
So like I feel like there's levels of security in place even if they were compromised. And so that's why it's like, even what you're saying, while it might be true, it might just be speculation. I am sure that these people who are, their entire business, to your point, their entire brand is built on security, that they have thought through what happens if this system is compromised. Mm-hmm. I'm sure they're not just like, hey, it's cool. Let's just create some kind of new seed phrase backup online. Like,
devil's advocate here. There's been a ton of data breaches where you would say, hey, they've definitely thought about the situation, right? When like if they did have a data breach, they'd think about like how to protect their users securely, and that hasn't happened. But I see your point. Like and I'll pull up the Twitter thread here as well, which echoes your point. So they're having 3 different parties essentially in responsibility of holding those shards. So 3 separate parties hold these 3 different shards. One is Coinverse Global, which already works with several B2B offerings that keeps one shard of it and provides the 50K insurance plan. The other, Escrow Tech, and so on and so forth. And then I thought this point was really poignant. Like, this is the reason why they launched this. It says, if you understand self-custody very well and can fully self-sovereign, you don't need Ledger Recover. If you are someone like my mother, then this product will be for you. At the end of the day, you choose.
Exactly. It's to try and bring in more people into the space. Man. Anyway. Yeah, and this is the other side of that, is like, actually imagine how valuable this service might be to thousands, hundreds of thousands of people in the future. You know what I mean? People are just so dumb and reactive. I don't like, I'm honestly already frustrated talking about it.
So I'm really hopeful that they put this opt-in at the here's one thing. The Ledger, outside of Ledger stacks, the Ledger, I guess, UI isn't the greatest, right? Like you're like within that ledger that you hold, if you don't have a stacks, there's not something that really is like super intuitive when it comes to the ledger itself, right? So you have to use these other platforms like Ledger Live, and it's a little bit clunky. They need to make sure that this opt-in service is, somewhat readable to people who are using it for different reasons. I don't really go to Ledger Live that often. So how does this affect me, right? Like these are all the things they need to be thinking about because people are using the product in different ways. And I want to turn this on to MetaMask. Or let me make sure I've got the MetaMask piece here. So this is from Will Papper. MetaMask quietly added an arbitration agreement. This prevents you from using the court system in a dispute. If you want to opt out, you only have 30 days to do so. I scrolled through their terms of service for the opt-out instructions so that you don't have to. Here it is. And obviously there's a story within this, but the way that I'm trying to I use this here with what Ledger is doing is I hope it's user friendly when it comes to whatever this is. Because this isn't user friendly. Like if MetaMask is obfuscating the fact that they have a piece here where you can actually opt out or have a legal opt out, as they say, and people need to accept this and they're not being upfront with this. This is my problem with the wallet infrastructure plays that we have now is you have things that aren't communicated effectively or aren't implemented effectively. And you run into things like this. Did you know about this gift? Did you know about the legal opt out that they added? If this is true?
No.
So, so this is my issue with the wallet infrastructure plays right now is that some of this isn't easily communicated through the apps themselves. It's tough. So I want to look more into that MetaMask piece. I know you're frustrated with the Ledger stuff. So any last thoughts on MetaMask there or Ledger?
Nah, man. I would encourage everybody to not participate in the sensationalistic, hyperbolic, nature of the conversations online because I don't think it's helpful. But everybody's going to do what they're going to do. So you do you, boo.
Yeah. And in getting back to the original discussion too, this is where they find their next batch of users. It's what we need in this space. Not everyone's going to be storing their fucking private keys to our point, under the Indian Ocean, on the hills of the Great Plains in the desert of the Serengeti. Like you're not. They just want a password. Like, and if they forget the password, they want to be able to go and find it and not lose portion of their net worth. All right, I'm going to quickly look at, again, going back to Will Papper's tweet here, as co-founder of the Syndicate DAO. I haven't gone into MetaMask and looked at this yet. This is simply a tweet from a individual that is pretty well known here in the Web3 space. This says 30-day right to opt out. You have a right to opt out and not be bound by arbitration and class action waiver provisions set forth above by sending written notice of your decision to opt out to the email address notices, blah, blah, blah. The notice must be sent within the first 30 days. I'm pretty sure that this cannot be a physical mail-in opt out.
That would be hilarious if it was.
Basically, TLDR for those of you that are like, what the fuck does this say? Is that if you do not sign this within the next 30 days, you won't be able to, if something happens with MetaMask and your wallet, be able to have any type of legal suit against them. So Will saying, in summary, to opt out of MetaMask binding arbitration agreement, you must email notices at consensus.net with the subject line legal opt out within 30 days. This is wild. Yeah. I would love to dive
We should
in
do
on this.
We should do it. Yeah, we should do a follow up on this.
Yes,
because I need to look at it.
Yeah, we'll check in on it tomorrow. Okay, that was the Ledger story. I brought up some Q&A pieces while we were talking about self custody and the importance of being self sovereign with your assets, and just getting down to the nitty gritty of really how one should act in the world. And worked on good companies, all that stuff. I got this from GiftEd.
Hey. I mean, looks like Kraken is good. If they haven't already, they're going to be listing Pepe. That's what this says to me, because this is not their first tweet about hashtag Pepe. So, how's it feel? Feels good, man.
Feels GM, man.
Yeah. So exciting news. Pepe continues to do what Pepe does, which is self-replicate in the minds of hosts all over the world, and now also into marketplaces.
Oh, 2023, man. Feels good, man. I could scroll this all day.
Let's do it. I'm here for it. This is, I would rather do this than rate my bag. So let's fucking just do this. Oh, look at how cute that is. Look at that cutie. Yo, that actually is that's a famous photo actually of Jesus Christ. Most people haven't seen that one.
It's also it's the white Jesus Christ.
That's a B-side. That's a deep cut from Jesus's life that people don't know. He actually, while he was out in the desert for 40 days and 40 nights, he did raise a few young Pepes to become very, very just, righteous, and glorious full-grown Pepes.
Praise to be his name.
Yeah.
You can't pay with Pepe, Meek, ? Win. This is Gifted.
I don't smoke. Yo, this guy needs to hit the gym though. This Pepe is not looking. There you go. He's looking a little bit better there.
The farther we scroll down, the worse this is going to get. I
don't know, man. They're all good to me.
Yep, there it is. Here we go.
Yes.
Right, we're shutting it down. We're shutting it down.
Yes. We've made it, fam. We've made it. We've got to the promised land. Oh.
Okay, staying on Pepe's, we've got a couple other things. We're going to hit the NFTGo Bag Check here in just a moment.
Did you know that that's the official Pepe handshake cue?
That would be.
Yeah.
Would be. I want nothing to do with it. I don't know. You got any follow up there?
No, I wasn't sure if you or our audience were aware that there is an official handshake, and what it is you put your hand through the hole in your trousers, both of you, and then you shake, and it looks like your junk is shaking hands.
You guys need Jesus. You really do. You need to go back to the original. All right. Speaking of Pepe, I want to put this back on the rails a little bit. Tyler D is saying this Pepin from season 1 just sold for 11.2 wrapped ETH. That is the new all-time high for the Pepin collection. Pepins have been on fire today with several sales in the 5 to 8 ETH range, and the floor is up 35% to 0.23.
Should have held on to some of those Pepins, man. I had 5 or 6, flipped them all, but they're still doing well. This is why I'm okay. I really hope, and actually, you know what? Since we're talking about this, we should probably hit the Jack Butcher thing briefly before we jump into NFTGo Bag Check.
You got that tweet?
I put. You know where it is? It's in there.
Okay. Well, they're not like titled, so
you can just go to. Well, it's the Christie's one. You can just go to the Christie's tweet. But what was I going to say? Oh, the merge VV. When merge, Jack? When merge? That's what I'm waiting for. I got a whole bag of the merge NFTs, and I'm expecting him to do some really interesting, unique gamification with those, just like he's done with the others. So when merge, Jack. And also, you know what? Before we go any further, I don't know if we've hit this yet.
We have not.
This is not financial advice.
It's a late
information. This is not financial advice, and information was found publicly on the internet. Opinions shared on this episode are solely of the Web3 team, and all information is public domain. So please, DYOR, do your own research, because we're not financial advisors, and it's important for your safety and for ours that we say that from time to time.
Perfect. Couldn't have said it better myself. Don't buy this shit.
Or do. We don't care. It's not.
I do. The Jack Bush, the The checks don't do it for me, man.
They don't really do it for me either.
Like
These ones, they're just like gradiated. They're just like changing gradients.
I don't get it, bro. But at the same time, it's art, so I understand. Like I get that, like you don't need to get it. It's not
I
about
mean, look,
that. But like,
he has turned this checks thing into like generational wealth for himself. So I'm not mad at an artist making a bag and continuing to get W's off of this.
how
Play with the
how
theme.
how much work went into this though? Like he's doing the same. Like it's all the same checks. It's like
It's kind of the brilliance of it, isn't it? That he figured out something that works and he can just now replicate it in different ways.
yikes. Yeah, yeah. Power to him.
Look, people are putting 5, 6, 7 ETH bids on that auction right there already. So
Is there any? Is this a pure art play, or is there any utility on these ones that are coming from Christie's?
I didn't see anything on the site. If you want to go look at it and see again, pull it up. But I believe it's just pure art. Art is the utility. Love is the roadmap, or love is whatever.
Checks Elements is part of a 152-piece collection of monoprints and non-fungible
Uh,
token pairs, exploring the elemental relationship between digital and physical art and the manual and automatic processes that are presented in each. Jean Melant and Cirrus editions. Each unique physical piece is handmade on a Melander 202. So these are physicals? There's physicals associated? I guess it's at Christie's.
or he's just saying that they're handmade digital art. Digital counterparts and their complete rendering instructions are stored entirely on the Ethereum blockchain. So it's
This is
all
a
on.
digiphysical. This is digiphysical or phygital, if you will. Conceived and created printmaker. Each unique physical piece is handmade. So there's a digital
There you
counterpart as well.
There you go. That's I see. I wasn't even sure that these were digital, but now we know. Apparently, Wes Henry created some quality Pepe art. I'll go and try and find that. See what we can find.
Yeah. Hey, not much coming from Yuga these days, at least in like the last couple weeks, but we do have the heavy metal release. So this was scheduled to come out in May. It's still May, but it was scheduled to come out earlier, like 2 weeks ago. And this is the release and announcement we got from Bored Ape Yacht Club today. So heavy metals are set to release. You can kind of see a little outline that has like a very Pokemon feel to it, doesn't it, GIF? Like the start of the Pokemon. Shoot, what Pokemon is this, or whatever the hell the previews would show. So the announcement says, "Why is Curtis crying?" Heavy metal reveal coming this week. So we're getting excited here. The floor is up a little bit on the heavy metals. This pushed the floor up just like I said a bit. But it's good to see at least the heavy metal reveals coming out. Obviously, we're still in the dark as how all of this works together. We know that there's specific assets, and we know that there's going to be a certain evolution, but we don't know how that works together, what the utility of those are, and so on and so forth.
It's gonna be May. All right, sorry, that was horrible. All right, I found. Okay, I'll just say this. I'm excited. It's gonna be May. I'm excited. It's happening soon. I want to see what my heavy metal reveal is, and I'm still holding 2. I did liquidate 1 to ape into meme coins, but I still got 2, including the Knight.
Son of a bitch. Okay, thank God.
You son of a bitch. But yeah, and then you just pulled up the Wes Henry Pepe art. So
I like this.
looks like this is a riff on what's it called? What's the fucking TV show? Jesus Christ. Losing my
You're
brain here.
talking about now I'm not going to be able to of course I'm not going to be able to have it now. I know exactly which one you're talking about, where they make meth.
Yeah. Isn't that what this
son
is?
Of a bitch.
Yeah, why can't we think of the name of it? I can
Breaking
even
Bad.
see Breaking Bad. There it is. Yeah, isn't this a Breaking Bad reference?
I think so. Yeah, with the nasal tape.
Yeah.
I could say that.
It's interesting. I like it. Yeah, good.
So is
Some
this-
good Pepe art.
0.25. Is Wes Henry pulling in those type of numbers? I don't know much. Again, I'm out of
Wes
my
Henry
depth.
is I think one of the biggest artists on Foundation, as
Okay.
far as I know. Actually met him once or twice. He's out at a lot of conferences and events, things like that. I don't have any of his art, but I know he's a pretty big deal, I think, on Foundation.
Okay, settle down, folks. We know we got Breaking Bad. Matt Radke's coming through. Choina's coming through. Prodigy. Okay.
It did take us a little bit longer
did.
than it should have.
You're right. You're right. It did. Okay. All right. That is going to be the quick news segment for today. We do want to get into the NFTGo Q1 2023 report that we'll get into relatively quickly. Please leave a like on today's episode. It does help us get the word out about what we're doing with Web3. Of course, we got the Wild Wild Web coming later today as well. But without further ado, let's get into the NFTGo Bag Check. NFTGo, the analytics platform that we use every day. Data and analytics, we love to have that support our different theses, our investments, and all different things. Of course, none of this is financial advice, but we use NFTGo all the time to take a look at the broad market as well as the getting in the nitty gritty details. So thank you NFTGo for being sponsors on today's episode of NFT Live and all of this month's episodes of NFT Live. Okay, let's hop into the breakdown really quick. Let me make sure I've got the right tab pulled up. 29. So we're increasing a little bit on the market sentiment. Blue chip index over the last 7 days, kind of crabbing out over the last 3 against ETH. And doing the same against USD. We got market cap and volume over the last 7 days, kind of at pretty low levels. I mean, if I zoom out here to 3 months, it's going to be at some historical lows, even out to a year. So we've been monitoring this. We know what's happening on that front. That's the benefit of using this tool each day. USD, the same thing. So market cap and volume are still low GIF on the NFT side. Of course, this only accounts for Ethereum, right? Bitcoin is popping off. Solana is doing some different things. And we have Polygon, of course, fan favorite here on the network, continuously building out NFT pieces there. So over the last 7 days, Mutant Apes, Miladies, Bored Ape Yacht Club, Wrapped CryptoPunks, Pudgy Penguins, The Captains, Azukis, DeGods, Other Deeds, and Redacted Remilio Babies. Over the last 24 hours, though, Mutant Apes, Bored Apes, Captains, Pudgies, Heavy Metals, Milady, Wrapped CryptoPunks, DeGods, Redacted, and Azuki. So that is a look at the market as it stands today when it comes to NFTs, primarily on the Ethereum network. Any takeaways there, GIF, from the entire bag check as we pop out into the annual report or the Q1?
Not really. I'm confused by these Remilio babies, but I don't even want to look at them.
Just derivative,
I think derivative. I think what we haven't been paying enough attention to is the captains. I'd actually like to maybe go look at the captains a little bit. Also, maybe we should look briefly at the Cubs, because that was apparently one of the biggest whale projects, like popular with the whales in 2023 so far, and we really haven't looked at Cubs, so maybe we could look at those. But yeah, captains, of course, this is meme land, part of the meme land ecosystem, which is a big deal. But the potatoes and the captains keep doing pretty well and haven't really gotten into it at all. But yeah, can we go look like on OpenSea, like what they're doing? Maybe let's slip with the captains.
I'm always interested in like what these guys link out to from a collection standpoint. Like it used to be like primarily OpenSea was like directly on the description. Now teams kind of obfuscated a little bit. Captains on Twitter.
This is an interesting comment from Choina, because I was wondering when Bored Apes or why Bored Apes weren't included in the initial batch of projects on Blend. Apparently, Bored Apes and Mutants have gone live on Blend now.
They had a strictly like something was going on. I'm like jog my mind a little bit. Yugo backed OpenSea heavily when Blur came out. They were like talking about launching a lot of their stuff on OpenSea or like staying on OpenSea.
It was part of the royalties situation, I'm sure.
Yes.
So wait, Are these all babies or what's going on with these?
Bebes.
No, go to the top. Are they even revealed? Are they still unrevealed? Or wait, go to like
There's
the most
40,000
expensive.
volume.
Go to the most expensive ones. They're all babies. Oh no. Okay, what? Yeah, they're all babies. Do these grow? Are these like Pokemon too? Are they always babies?
We have so many questions.
I got so many. Cause see, this is why I wanted to look at them because like I haven't even seen these. Like these have been one of the biggest collection. I haven't even seen this art anywhere.
Let's see the activity here because that'll give us a better look. So they're going for 8.89.
Bruh, this is what I'm saying.
Jesus.
This is wild.
Man.
Slept too hard on these.
Looks like floor price is increasing, right? So on March 19th, the floor price is 4.8. Jesus.
Marty's saying they're still unrevealed.
Seems like a long time to have a reveal process.
It's very long. But that's why they haven't dipped, he says. So, I mean, you know what? Kind of smart. If you can keep a reveal going and keep interest that long, kind of smart.
There you go. There's the rub.
Yeah, well, Meme Land and 9gag is, I believe, an Asia-based company.
Look to me, I feel like some of these Asian projects have the market making figured out. I really do. Like some of these issues that come about via Blur and some of the other market factors that we've been talking about are null and void, or like at least batted down by a good market making service that can provide good liquidity without the downward spiral. Like that's essentially what market makers do. So I think honestly some of these Asian projects have this market making figured out. Again, that's just a conspiracy theory, but it feels like that.
Yeah, ONE, I don't know how to say this name, so sorry if I'm bushing it, but ONE up here saying he's up 80 ETH just on the Meme Land projects. And yeah, they're based in Hong Kong, 9gag is. So, yo, congrats to you. That's freaking dope. But yeah, you're talking about like how the Asian market's different. One of the things that I've heard, again, this is just what I've heard. I've never been there yet. I really want to go to like Japan. I really want to go to Hong Kong. I want to go travel over there, but I haven't been. But I've heard that the way that they collect and focus on community is very different. And they typically do not like flip the way that we do. Like when they buy into something, they're much more loyal to the project, or they hold it much longer. So that's something that I've heard. I just heard that they're very different. They don't buy things just to go flip them a day later. They usually hold. And so the floors and I mean, look at what's going on with Azuki too. That actually might explain a part of why Azuki's been so resilient. It's like, it's got a little bit more of an Asian collector base, and those people are not flooring everything. A lot of them are much more loyal to these projects that they get into in the communities. That's what I hear. So I'd love for anybody to enlighten me. Am I wrong? Am I right? But I think it's one of the interesting things, and that's what I've heard is one of the powers of getting in early on Asian projects is that usually the floors aren't going to have those crazy wild dips.
It's tough to even talk about the Asian market because of the blind spots that you have. Like people who exist in both worlds are like unicorns in my history in this space. Like the guys who are able to, live in Hong Kong and have meetings in New York and do that relatively, like on a relative clip. Those guys actually have the alpha. You know what I mean? Because you're operating in two different worlds that you can arbitrage against. Yeah, exactly. So the one thing I would say, again, not having the full glance of the Asian market is that in the same way Bitcoin is now looked at as like, oh my God, like there's an untapped market potential here because you have a lot of people who haven't been part of the first cycle that want to be part of the second cycle. I would say that you could put some of that analogy onto the Asian market. I don't know what their NFT experience is with that first cycle, that primarily a lot of these projects were, again, they were Western projects. Like the marketing you saw was marketed toward Western users. So I wonder if that's not the potential of saying, hey, this is untapped up to this point. That's what I would look at when I'm looking at Asia when it comes to NFTs. So
Definitely interested, man. Maybe I should move to Hong Kong. What do you think, Q?
prior to China taking over, that would have been a great idea. I think now that they've been repatriated, I don't know if that's the best move. Also, not Taiwan wouldn't be the best move because you'll be in a war zone sooner rather than later. Maybe Japan. Japan sounds like the easier play, right?
Cool Japan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's take a trip to Japan, man. I would love to go to Japan.
Let's heck and go, bro. Also, given the state of the U.S. environment, the government's stance on crypto, got to start looking elsewhere at this point. Because I don't know if you saw the YouTube video that I shared. I don't know if we're going to talk about that at all, but yeah,
you hit that a little bit. I think it's okay to say the Asian market. I think we're talking about the continent of Asia.
It's still Asia. Yeah, I think the worst term to use is Oriental. I don't think people use Oriental anymore. I think that's considered offensive, but I'm pretty sure there's nothing offensive with talking about Asia.
Find out in real time.
Yeah, I mean, I guess. But like APAC, that's usually the region, especially in terms of localizing within like different industries. Asia Pacific, Oceania, countries, that's APAC. Like these are pretty standard terms. I don't think that's offensive to anybody. But let us know if you're offended.
We'll stop using
please,
it.
Please let us know if you're triggered by
Maybe.
using the word Asian market.
Yeah, I'll probably still use it. Chinese people got big money stacks. Memeland are like the first big Web2 company that really gets it, and it's based in Asia. The folks there are usually more tech savvy than in the US or EU, and don't FUD the innovation. There you go. Look. Sometimes the like a very simple explanation doesn't have to be overthought. That sounds great.
I'm curious. Who ONE is. Like, are you experienced in living abroad in Asia anywhere? Like, how do you know? That's what I want to know. Like, are you just somebody who's deep into the community? Are you a researcher? Are you Asian? Like, what's your expertise? Because it seems like you're very knowledgeable. So I'd be interested to know more about you and your perspective. Anyway, Marty's trolling us like normal. What's new, fam?
He's messing around
what's new?
Because GIF's on his woke game. Listen, GIF has to be woke. He's out in LA, dude. You got to have your head on a swivel out there, man. Come on, Marty. You got to know that. Head on a swivel.
Yeah. I'm an easy target, man.
I went out. No joke. Went out to San Francisco for 1 weekend with the ICO Alert crew from Pittsburgh, and within 2 hours of landing, I think my buddy, who's like a large German dude, very German features, just one of the largest white dudes you ever seen, he got called out for white privilege and male masculinity. Like, what is it? Not misogyny. What am I thinking?
Toxic masculinity.
Yeah, there you go.
Patriarchy. Oh God.
Within 3 hours, I was like, oh, okay, that's got it. So
it wouldn't be a trip. It wouldn't be a trip to the West Coast without at least getting targeted with that once or twice.
But anyways, here we go. We're gonna get into the NFT market report in Q1 of 2023. GIF, if you have the other link to the report, let me know, because I don't know if this is the official link or if this is the overview link here. So definitely send that over. Yeah. I'll pull it up. But NFTGo worked in conjunction and partnership with CoinMarketCap. That's the link there. NFT 2023 market analysis and insider look. This is via, again, CoinMarketCap and NFTGo. So we touched on this a little bit in the morning show.
Free resources.
Yeah, you can download the report here. I'll drop it. I'll drop the link actually, so you guys can take a look.
Yeah, there's that download button. Free PDF, almost 50 pages stacked full of insights from the first quarter or first 4 months. So really first third of 2023, you've got all the data that you can handle in this free report. Again, one of the coolest things about NFTGo, that's part of why we love them, because they are doing what they can do to educate the community, provide these tools for free. So yeah, we dug into it a little bit. This is an interesting chart. Proportion of NFT market share by blockchain. I didn't even see this one.
Yeah,
I like
by
this.
April 2023, BNB at 18 mil made the top 5, Immutable 27, Polygon 52, and Solana 90. So again, we've touched on this multiple times.
Bitcoin will be on the next chart. I wonder
Yeah,
where
100%.
Bitcoin fits into this now, but yeah, and I also wonder what's been happening with the Solana percentage. If the Solana percentage has actually gone down, like if it's shrunk or if it's actually been steady or growing. But
Well, that was from April 23, right?
no, I know, but like you can't tell directional unless it's said in like if there's said anything
Oh, I
about
see what you
Solana
mean.
growing or yeah, you can't tell the trend if it's growing or shrinking.
Percentage of real trades on Blur has gone up over time. It looks like they've cleaned up a little bit of whatever activities up there, but it moved from 80% to about 90%.
Yeah, apparently, you know, wash trading has been coming down a little bit. That's good news. You know, wash trading's been a big issue. And so to see it starting to level out or get a little bit better is good. Definitely good news.
In the past 6 months, almost 70% of liquid NFT projects had a floor price of 0. In the past 3 months, 50% of the liquid NFT projects had a floor price between 0 and 0.5. This shows that the market has low demand on the lower quality collections. They're talking about micro trends in NFT projects here. So this is interesting. Top 1% of NFT projects take up over 50% of the total market cap. That's honestly not that, you know, like out of whack with how markets work. So here we go. I've actually been looking at this and it's been in front of us the whole time. We search by volume. I wonder if where they mark the line with market caps at blue chip projects, because it has to be this, right? Like they have to be ranking them by either top 10 or top 20. And these are the blue chips as they see them right now when it comes to market cap.
I mean, yeah, I'm sure there's more blue chips than this, but these would be the biggest.
Top 10. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sandbox. Don't fade them. Top 10 NFT project.
Out of here. Nobody thinks Sandbox is a blue chip. Like what? What?
That's not what the market cap says.
Let us know in the chat. Do you think Sandbox is a blue chip project? Do you look at your Sandbox plot or other Sandbox assets like blue chip NFTs? Let us know what you think.
Look, if I had to choose Decentraland or Sandbox, I'd probably go Sandbox. Like I know there's a lot of OGs that would choose Decentraland and are sitting on a bag of that, but I would choose like the OG Metaverse project. Like Crypto Voxels completely fell off with Voxels. They had a bunch of movement on the team that we covered, so I would probably choose Sandbox as the biggest Metaverse right now.
Bigger than the other side?
Yeah, other side's not even out yet. When other side does come out, it's going to be far, in my opinion, it's going to far surpass Sandbox, but that time is not now.
I guess it's a fair point. Like of the metaverses that exist,
yeah,
that are like actually metaverses. Yep. But I still don't even think Sandbox is good. Like I almost would rather be investing in like an On Cyber or something like that. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know what it like. I don't know what it is about Sandbox. It's just not connecting for me. Because I can see like what are the things that they have, you know what I mean, that you could say are good. Like they've got a ton of brands, like a massive amount of brands. They've got a lot of adoption and awareness. They've got a token that's been relatively successful. They've got things going for them. They like I get it. They keep developing new activations, even if they
talking yourself
hitting.
into it. I see.
No, like I'm trying to like actually be honest and objective about like what are the pros and the cons here.
Yeah.
And like I'm trying to understand why it's just it doesn't hit for me.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously the like voxelized pixel art style doesn't
Definitely
work
that.
for me. The disparate activations and worlds, the fact that it's not like a big open world where everybody can get in there and interact together and have like a big sort of marketplace or experience together. I really don't like that. It feels very disconnected and disjointed and hard to invest or keep people active.
The sector's not that dope. You know, like the sector's not doing hot right now. So it's tough to say like, oh, this is sick, because like there's not a lot of activity and sentiment around that stuff. So it's tough. It's like the hottest girl at, like, yeah, I don't want to go down that route, but you know what I mean.
Would you call it the island theory, or what is it? Have you heard that?
I don't know if I want to go down this
Yeah,
route.
we won't. All right. But no, like here's my question to you, right?
Okay.
Of all of the massive brand partnerships and the crazy activations that they've done over the several years that they've been building and doing the sandbox thing, can you name one activation, like one big, really, really amazing experience that has come out of the sand? Like, is there something that stands out to you in your head that you're like, yo, they fucking killed it, everybody loved it? Is there one moment from the sandbox that you can point to that was like hugely successful?
Off the top of my head, no, which is an issue, right? Like if I look at the sandbox and I go back, there's probably something that will ring, you know, my
Your
memory, but well, yeah, if you want to say ring my bell, but you know, not really. There's a bunch of little small activations that, you know, certain projects have done, but I don't know, one, how large those projects are and how long standing their experiences have been. So yeah.
See, this is what concerns me, right?
So yeah, I just don't know. I don't know if you can say that for a lot of games outside of the other side trips. I don't know if there's been like something that's really held.
Web3 games.
Yeah,
well, Axie Infinity had its moment. Steppen had a moment. But yeah, other than that, like Dookie Dash is still like, I think the most successful sort of like activation in Web3 gaming, in my opinion.
Yeah. No, it's listen, I think your criticism of Sandbox has been on point since you've, you know, been talking about it. So I do think there are communities that utilize it more than we think they do, but it's the virality and like the large, you know, staying power event has not, you know, been there. So
I just don't think it's that sticky or compelling.
Yeah.
I think that's what it comes down to me, is that like, okay, you have something that works for small activations, but I have not seen a single activation or game or anything out of Sandbox that made me sit on the edge of my seat and go, yo, I gotta fucking play this.
That's
whereas like with the other side, it's like, yo, you see the other side trailer and you're like, dude, this actually looks fucking cool. Like,
but it's
I want to play
format.
this.
It's the format of the game. Like it's like we don't like voxel, but there's a ton of people that like that stuff. Like,
no, there's not. That's the problem.
Yeah, there is.
No,
Roblox
okay.
And
outside
Minecraft,
of Web3,
yes.
outside of Web3,
but I don't like that. Do you?
Outside of Web3,
do you use Minecraft or Roblox?
No,
that's what I mean.
That's what I'm saying too. We're saying the same thing then, right? So you can sit here and tell me like, oh, well, there is a world or people outside of Web3 that really like voxel art, but that doesn't mean that anybody gives a shit about it in Web3 or cares.
No, it's clearly not yet. Yeah, I think we're just biased because we don't like that. Like it doesn't I'm not interested in that, and neither are you. So it's tough for me to sit up here and be like, Sandbox sucks. Yes, the users are not where they need to be, but I would never, like, nothing there is gonna like really do it for me, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I guess.
You know?
So do you think then that like what it takes is for kids and young, like literally like preteens need to be in Web3?
No, I think whatever the demographic is for Minecraft and Roblox, which is a lot of
It's
younger people,
preteen.
but well, there's a
Maybe some
significant.
teenagers,
I
but
don't know the
like
demographics of Minecraft and Roblox, but I'm sure of
it's like
the
10-year olds.
65 million people that use it, I'm sure there's a demographic that is older folks. I'm sure like 5% of their user base is older folks, 10%, whatever that is.
It's a small percentage.
Yeah. But it's a lot of people. You know what I mean? Like it's a small percentage of one of the largest played games of all time. So,
Yeah. All right.
I have trouble talking about Sandbox because it just doesn't move the needle for me because I don't like
Yeah.
those type of games. I have the option to do that now and I don't do it. So as what I was saying, as these games are still in alpha beta, a lot are not in full marketing. I think the seasons in Sandbox and the small events between are well populated. The Sandbox is geared towards easily building your own blockchain games upon the Sandbox platform, which can be monetized. It's not a provided game like many others. Something like an Avagachi makes a lot of sense for the Sandbox. I don't. Again, I think they are limited by the caps of Sandbox and what they can offer, but Avagachis will look great in the Sandbox. You know, to be fair, like that is an optimal place to be creating the Gotchi verse, and I think they already have.
Yeah, they've started to do some cool stuff, and it'll be interesting. Prodigy saying Sandbox is an overpriced Minecraft server with limited use cases as of right now. That seems pretty on point for
Sheesh.
me. And
Okay.
there's and Prodigy also saying that a lot of people that are into like Minecraft, etc., wouldn't leave the game to come play some incomplete game with no end game. On the other side of that token, Choin is saying, I can see a future where a portal is built from other side into Sandbox and you can jump in and out, same as Avagachi is doing with the Gotchiverse. So interoperability could, I think, definitely add a lot of value to it. So I think that's actually a fair point and makes me see maybe a brighter future. Because yeah, for like mini games, I think it has a purpose. I can't.
Gifted hates Sandbox.
It's
I got
it's
it.
not that it's not that I can't see that it has a purpose. I can't justify the valuation
Yeah.
that it got, right?
Well,
Like
now you're getting into the whole space. Like what the fuck are any of these valuations? You know what I mean?
I can in my mind justify a CryptoPunks or a Bored Apes or even an Azuki and where they've traded at. Like there's certain projects that are top
Yeah.
blue chips on that list that you just looked at that I can absolutely wrap my mind around.
But the captains and some others that don't have anything like that are ahead of the
Captains,
Sandbox.
even that, I think I understand why people value that as high as it is more than I mean, based on the narrative where it was, I get why people
Yeah.
did. Where it is now, I can't. Right.
Yeah. I think the narrative piece you touched on is good because the narrative is why the Sandbox took off. It's like that was the narrative of the time. Metaverse. You know, we saw like a big pop in interest in that subject, and so they popped the fuck off.
We're not actually gonna do rate my bags, right? That was a joke.
No, we're doing it. We're gonna add some today. And we got a rate my bag segment. So we worked on this yesterday. I said we were coming back to it. We got about 15 minutes before we have to get out of here. Maybe a little bit less. We'll see. The one thing I would start to say on this is Kennel Club is not a PFP. I have to put my foot in the ground. I might move Kennel Club out of here. And Gifted is back. Good to see you, sir. Thank you. Leave a like for Gifted, who is just getting after it here every single day on the Rate My Bag segment today. And you can tell he's super pumped and interested. So match his level of energy when it comes to this. Gif, one thing I'll say before we start on this list, and again, we're gonna go for 15 minutes. I've got the timer set. What are the projects that need to be added to this list? Like right off the bat. It's been a while since we did the 7th edition. I need y'all's help in the chat as well. What are the projects that need to be added.
Captains and beans and Utes.
Could do Utes. I could do all of them, which is what I will do. Okay, we're not going to rate these quite yet. We've got beans, Utes. I know nothing about beans. I know less than nothing about beans.
It's the expansion project to Azuki, and they've been pumping.
That's about as much as I know about beans.
Yeah, that's about as much as I know too. Asmodai over here keeping the conversation alive about Sandbox, saying the hard part with Sandbox is it's a platform, not a game. Best place to see innovation within Sandbox is in their game maker gallery, where community devs and owners are building. Squashman saying we need to add in a kid called Beast. I think that's probably fair. That's been one of the biggest NFT collections of 2023 so far.
If you know what we should do is have a relegation zone where we can remove projects so we have some space.
That's the wrecked. I think that's the wrecked area. You just drop them down there.
So next edition we'll do that.
Yo, Nifty Q, guess what, bud?
Oh God, don't call me guy.
But apparently we actually caught a news release from Yuga.
What?
New other side tweet thread, Squashman is saying. We might actually get to cover this live.
Oh.
Holy heck. Holy heck.
Put everything on. Oh.
Get ready for the Yuga show.
Oh, and it's a Legends of Mara update. Please, God. In this week's update, we break down some of the key strategic elements of the Legends of Mara. There are high-level notes for the full breakdown. Check the Legends of Mara gaming blog found here. Okay. I love the manga route, by the way. We've talked about the Asian market here, and again, we didn't get any pushback on saying that term, so I'm going to continue to use it. But the manga aspect is really dope. All right, we got vessel nesting on April 18th. May 2nd, we know all this.
Wait, nesting on April 18th?
We had the vessel nesting. That was the...
Oh, okay, that was just getting the vessels. Okay.
Okay, I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm in the chasm. So in other D, expanded NFT has many uses. It will first serve as the board for the 2D web game, Legends of Mara. You will need at least one other D expanded NFT, and yeah, we know that. Only one vessel can be nested on any given other deed expanded at a time, so choose your first vessel nest into Mara wisely. The mechanics of nesting will be further defined in the light paper. April 25th, environment tiers. We heard about that, about the worker capacities as well. May 2nd, sediment tiers. We got that with the fragments. May 16th, more than gameplay, the collector meta game. So this is it, folks. In today's update, Yuga's chief gaming officers. That's a pretty sick title to have. God damn.
CGO.
The CGO, Spencer Tucker, breaks down some of the key strategic elements of the Legends of Mara. The strategy behind Legends of Mara starts with the decisions we make as collectors. The game embraces a variety of different play styles, each with their own strategic advantages. The decisions you make as a Voyager will not only guide your journey, but will influence the experience of other players in the ecosystem. Jesus. Read on so you can choose wisely when the time comes. There are 3 types of vessels, hunters, farmers, and enchanters. Each can hatch into a corresponding type of Mara if properly nested. However, since only one vessel can be nested, choosing which vessel to nest will be one of the many first decisions players will face. This is kind of like Pokemon. They're going the Pokemon route. This is pretty dope. You can only choose one, so you got to have Charmander, Bulbasaur, or Squirtle. They kind of have that within the Maras on the 3 options. A nested vessel eventually evolves into a Mara, which can be assigned to an other deed. You have an opportunity to combine your Mara with a seasonal catalyst and sediment fragment. I'm squarely in the chasm. Kodamara are more capable helpers in the fight to defend other side than Mara. Importantly, Kodamara.
Wait, go back up. Though their powers are greatly constrained compared to the ancient Coda.
So another topic of conversation, Codas are down bad. Codas are down pretty bad. I was trying to buy Coda at 9. I think they're down to 6 or something now.
Everything's down bad, Q.
Except
for Azuki.
You can't just
Except
keep going back.
for Azuki.
I'm like, oh, well, these are kind of like struggling over the last, 14 days. There's some that aren't. Utes aren't down.
All right. Importantly, Kodamara are also a key part of the collector metagame. What they look like, traits, trait rarity, and game function are all influenced by Voyager's. I can't read it now. Voyager's choices.
I'm taking Gifted off this call.
How the community as a whole leverages the ingredients used to create them. Can we open up?
No, we can't.
Image?
Unfortunately, I might be able to zoom in. Yeah, here we go.
Here we go. Here we go.
Prodigy saying GIF went and told you get a tweet so he could avoid the Rate My Bag segment.
Look, sometimes they pick up my texts. Sometimes they leave me on red.
Voyagers can deploy their Kodamara and Kodamara to defend other side from the Shattered. That's the first time I've heard of the Shattered. Mysterious titans that awaken shortly after the vessels descended. Their presence poses a threat to the Mara, Kodamara, and other side itself. The full extent of their power is still unknown. Sediment farming versus battling the Shattered. Voyagers will have a choice between hunting for treasure and farming sediment fragments, or a mixture of the two. Why farm sediment? The recipe for producing the rares to the Kodamara has been lost. It's up to Voyagers to experiment to determine which combination of seasonal catalysts, yada, yada, yada. There will be capped close. All right, so we're going through this with y'all, folks. Okay. In this way, the amount of sediment fragments a Voyager can collect in a given period on a specific other D will vary based on global activity, which effectively increases the strategic skills Voyagers need to employ to evolve their Mars for peak performance. So there's going to be some fucking dude sniffing Adderall for 10 days straight trying to figure this out so that he can get the optimal yield for his other D land. Just know that right off the bat and accept it. The supply of seasonal catalysts will be limited in quantity, and each will have a different effect on each type of Mara. You'll want to proceed with caution before evolving a Mara. The effects are irreversible. There's a Shattered. Oh, you got to first look at the Shattered there, GIF. Please pump so I can sell everything. Okay, Cam. You're getting that Marty FUD.
What is the Shattered?
It looks like they're entities that came behind the landing of the vessels. When a Shattered is defeated, it leaves behind a treasure. The more efficiently a Shattered is defeated, the more rare and exclusive the treasure.
Interesting. So yeah, you got the Pokemon battles now.
Yep.
Love it.
For example, environment tiers dictate possible Shattered rewards, such that Tier 1 other Ds will compete only against other Tier 1 other Ds for a specified pool of Shattered treasures. So that's interesting with the supply of Tier... Like, what are the supply here? Are Tier 1s the most in supply and all the way up to Tier 5s?
What's a Tier 1 other dude? Oh yeah, it says in the traits, right? It says what tier they are.
Yeah, Tier 1 through Tier 5, it's dependent on how many Maras you can put as workers. Justin Casey, there's no Adderall here. There's a shortage across the U.S. Why would we have any on NFT Live?
Same reason that we know there's a shortage, apparently.
When ILV, when Illuvium. I thought this was the shitcoin show. What clowns own Yuga assets anymore? That's a fair concept. Let's get back to business. All right. So I got 3 added here, GIF. I've got the Utes, I've got Beans, and I've got Captains added. Is there any others that need to be added before we chop and screw this? We've got about 5 minutes left here. Guys, can you... I'm asking you at home as well. This is a Rate My Bags 8th edition that we're likely not going to finish today, but we'll get to some of it. I got Moonbirds on here twice. Those sneaky bastards.
How did that happen?
God, well, who does that? Who's in charge of this? All right, I'm gonna look at the NFT price floor real quick just to make sure, as well as NFTGo, make sure I'm not missing anything. We've got the gods and Utes, Miladies.
A kid. I'd rather add a kid called Beast and call it a day.
Interesting. That's an interesting concept. I mean, whether we like it or not is not. I mean, it could be on C or D, but it's a big project.
It's not part of the algorithm. Are you sure?
Well, you could put it in D if you want, but we're covering the biggest market.
This algorithm's pretty sophisticated. I think it can handle whether we like it or not.
All right, I'm gonna. So we got Meebits. Codas? Are Codas on here? Codas are not on here.
Codas should probably be on here.
All right, I think we're gonna be good. I didn't see any that really stand out as being missing. I'm checking one last time, folks. Yeah, I'll run with this. Okay, folks, this is the 8th edition here. We need to chop and screw this up a little bit. We got Bored Ape, CryptoPunks, Art Blocks, the Chromie Squiggles, V-Friends, Nouns, Mutant Apes, and Cyber Brokers at S. Is there any that belong at S along with them?
Fidenza. If we have Chromie Squiggles, we gotta throw Fidenza in there. 3 of the biggest NFT sales of 2023 so far have been Fidenzas.
I feel like we should almost remove the art blocks because this is like a PFP list.
This is why. No, I think we just expand it. I don't think it needs to be PFPs only, because you've got Mooncats on here. You've got art blocks.
Totally, you've
got Kettle Clubs.
You've got Pepe
as
fast as possible.
But you got the rare Pepes. Those are also not PFPs. I mean,
well, Kane Mayfield bullied his way into putting those on this list. So
yeah, well, this is called Pump My Bags, isn't it? Like, that's the point of the show. So we can't get mad at Kane.
It's actually not called Pump My Bags. It's called Rate My Bags. Thank you very much.
Okay. Tomato.
All right. Bored Apes, Punks, Squigs, V-Friends, Nouns, Mutant Apes, Cyber Brokers, and now Fidenzas. Does anything deserve to be moved up to S? Does 10KTF deserve to be moved up to S yet?
Yeah, 10KTF isn't a PFP either. V-Friends isn't a PFP. Like, so many of these are already not PFPs. So we got to throw out that logic. Yeah. Your face says I'm right. Okay, what was the question?
Yeah, exactly. You're like on one and you don't even listen to the question. All right, Oni Force, I'm okay with at A. Artifact, I'm okay with the ish at A, just because the Nike component there.
We let Ronan bully Cyber Brokers into S too, and I don't know that Cyber Brokers should be S. Like, that's a provenance play. I get it, but the floor is like 0.3.
I'm getting the the process for Rate My Bags is that we have the guest host on. They add something because we're too much of we let them do whatever they want, and then after the show we come back, we're like no.
Fuck them. They don't know what the fuck they're talking about.
All right, so I can see Cyber Brokers at A. Yetis could move up to S plus, to be honest. I don't follow the ghosts. Do you?
Nope. But I don't think they're.
Oh, Justin Casey's not going to be happy saying he said Cyber Brokers are legit S. GIF wants to expand. Cool. The Sandbox logo is an S. You know what to do. Fair.
Look, throw it down in wrecked because it's from where it was pretty wrecked.
What is this project?
Which one?
This one right here.
Toy Boogers.
Is Toy Boogers doing anything these days?
Yeah, it's pretty wrecked, but it could probably stay in D. D or wrecked, but I would keep it on there. I like Toy Boogers.
I need a relegation. I need more in relegation. We need to free up this list here. What's man? Based heads, man. We're getting dick butts and S. What are you crazy? What about Bored Ape Yoga Club?
What? Get the fuck out of here with these awful derivs.
So I'm gonna make some adjustments here. If we want Kongs at A, I'll put. Man, I can't. I keep doing it out of solidarity for Hash Rhymes. Who keeps saying that they're doing shit, and we got another person that came in and said, Cyber Kongs are doing something. Kongs are. Oh, Matt Radke saying Kongs are building something big in the sandbox.
To me, that's wrecked.
Yeah,
drop.
Not gonna help.
Just it's not helping the case.
All right, Pudgies. I like this. I'll move this back. It's coming together. Oni Force at A. Are you okay with that? Have they done enough? It feels like they're like B.
I think if we're factoring the momentum into the algorithm, maybe, but I think it's like B. I mean, look, Doodles is B, Cool Cats are B, Fluffs are B, Kennel Club is Kennel Club could be fucking above a bunch of these.
Kennel Club could be above or off the list completely. I'm completely fine with doing that. I've got my hand on the delete button.
Why, bro? Why? That's the prize NFT in so many people's collections. We've got crypto.
Does anybody have any defense for Ghost being at A?
I definitely don't. I think isn't that another provenance play?
Is that Yeti at A? What the fuck?
I know
Yeah.
It should be yes. I know. That's what I've been saying. Thank you. Finally, where it belongs.
Justin Murray back from the dead.
Oh,
good to see ya. Yeti should permanently reside in it. I agree. It's staying there.
We're all agreed. That's the one thing we can all agree on is Yeti's S.
That is true. That's a Yeti piece there.
The one thing we can all agree on.
He's saying y'all are trolling. I'm not. I'm really not.
I'm really not either, because like I am expecting generational wealth from the one Yeti that I minted that I still hold. So say what what you want.
The one thing is with Yetis is it'll never go to zero, so it's a good store of value.
Facts.
That's a good time.
That's actually what most people don't know about Yetis. Actually, is the real reason why they developed that project was to be a store of value. That's true. What people didn't expect, but like it's basically like freezing your money in one of the most stable assets that you could.
True. This is not financial advice, by the way. Okay, man. It hurts that we have Moonbirds at B, but I think they stay there. He said, "I hate y'all." We love you.
That's fair. It's fair, to be honest.
Digidaigaku, other than having a Super Bowl commercial, does that really move them to the B category? Do we have any self-respect?
So their original Genesis project still has a floor of 3.5 ETH.
Cool, they got money to hold up their floor and pay for Super Bowl ads.
look, it's got a community. It's got a legit project. They definitely have a team. They've got funds. I don't know why you're fading them. They're doing a lot better than a lot of the projects on this Pump My Bags.
Sounds like you got a bag.
No, I have the dragon eggs. I don't have the Genesis. I never got into the Genesis, but I do have a bag of Digidaigaku dragon eggs. Which when dragon, I want to know when they actually when are these
That's
hatch?
what I'm saying. I'm gonna say let's move them down every week until they actually hatch the eggs.
But this isn't. But that's we're talking about the Genesis. These are two different projects, though. That's the Genesis project, right? That's a different project from the Dragon Eggs. Dragon Eggs aren't even on here. We should throw the Dragon Eggs on here, Q.
Justin's actually bringing up Zed Run. That's interesting. It's a provenance play as well.
What was Zed Run? Wait,
what is it? What is this
2.4 Matic? Wait, what am I looking at here? Horses?
Yeah, that's on Polygon.
The horses are only 2.4, so that's $2.
There's some that are more.
The floor is $2.
What project is this?
Which one? That is Psychedelics Anonymous.
Cool, they're going to Rect.
Why?
I need to fill up the Rect category. We're full here. We need to get relegation going. We need to get promotion going.
I feel like they're in D, but that's fair. That's fine. If you want to wreck them that bad, it's kind of fucked up. But Avastar should go in wrecked, in my opinion.
That hurts. I'd rather remove.
Oh, that hurts. You're gonna fucking just throw Psychedelics Anonymous, even though you don't even know what project it is. You didn't even know what project it is, and you just threw it down and wrecked with reckless abandon.
One of the original NFT collections that had a really
and how
cool
are they
innovative.
Doing? What have they done
good.
lately?
Not good.
Right, so they're fucking wrecked, bro.
I'd rather move them off the list than put them at wrecked.
Bro, put them at wrecked. The floor of Avastars is 0.02. You know what the floor of Psychedelics Anonymous is?
I don't care about. I don't like. That's one factor. What is Psychedelics Anonymous even doing? Name one thing. Name it.
Doing more than Avastars right now.
That's a fair answer, I guess. All right, we got about 5 more minutes left of this, folks. This ridiculous, whatever this is, we've got about 5 more minutes of it. Photo Finish, official partner of Kentucky Derby. What about ILV and Star Atlas? Don't get me started, Prodigy. Why do you got to do these things? Okay, S tier. Bored Apes, CryptoPunks, Nouns, VFriends. Does Nouns go before VFriends here? What do you think about the order here up at the top?
Let's go look at what's happening with Nouns. I mean, Nouns still have like a 28 ETH floor on the original Nouns.
I like Nouns better than VFriends, but I think VFriends is more known as a brand. And I know that's only one feature, but I do feel like more people know about VFriends than Nouns.
Probably, but I think they're close. Nouns has been doing a good job of branding themselves with the noggles everywhere, doing some events and stuff. So
Justin Murray says Star Atlas looks great. It's still early. Friend, you weren't around for the early days then, I'm guessing.
I do feel like there's an argument to maybe drop VFriends, but I can also see why they stay in S.
I mean, if you're dropping VFriends, I'm like you've been the staunch defender of VFriends.
Well, I think they're doing things. They've got utilities that others don't. They've got branding that others don't. I do think. I think they stay in S for now. We'll see how VCon's happening this week, by the way. We really haven't talked much about VCon. So we can't drop them on the week of VCon.
That's true. You're right. For at least another week, they get it. That's what you get for hosting a full-on multi-day event. Is you do not get dropped in our NFT Live Rate My Bags
No.
edition.
It's probably gonna be the greatest Web3 conference of the year.
Extinct is saying VFriends community is full of complaints. VFriends gets a C from me. Justin Casey's saying Nouns has a huge down. No, I agree with that. I mean, they definitely do, and they have, you know, what could be called a revenue source. The way that they've structured their token distribution, where it's an auction each day.
Fucking brilliant.
It was fucking brilliant. I'm jealous of those motherfuckers. Sorry, Nouns. I love you guys. Like Mutants has led the majority of the NFT space in volume on multiple occasions. Like there's obviously features there, but I could see Mutants being like up ahead of Nouns when it comes to the S tier. But I digress. A tier, it looks like 10K TF. What's the latest? I could see us moving down Artifact. I really could. Like Clonex?
Clonex, they might still be A. Again, I think, you know, given their association with Nike and what Nike's building right now. Also, dude, like the shoes that they've just been doing have been super high quality, bro. Like DJ Khaled and fucking LeBron James are rocking their shoes right now. And they've got a
little bit of
3E
exposure
floor.
for sure.
Yeah, I don't.
A lot of bit.
Like, who else is doing what they're doing right now in this market? So I think they're still pretty A tier.
Oh shit.
Zuki might deserve to be S, bro.
That's why I moved him up. I don't know if I want to put them up there. I know that they've been extremely resilient.
Could argue it. I think you could argue it. Is that a poll?
Wow.
Is that a poll?
Wow.
Not happening.
I almost just pulled it up. I almost copy pasted in there and said nope.
Dude, if you do, this is the last show that I'm ever gonna do.
Justin, back like he never left. Justin Murray, BAYC should be gone for Nazi connections and stolen art. Yep. Just shut the whole thing down. Let's just shut the whole NFT space down because of that. Let's just do it.
Yeah, let's just, you know what? Let's just replace the whole thing with a photo of Ryder Rips. Well,
I'm down.
Let's just put Ryder Rips' face as the whole Rate My Bags.
All right. Let's see. I'm moving down Ghost. No one gave me anything. I asked multiple times. This is like the saddest thing ever is those 3 projects. I'm assuming Fluff World is still doing some cool shit. I've only heard good things, but this combination right here of these 3 projects and then Gutter Cat Gang right below it, just like looking up, sucks.
Gutter Cats should be in wrecked at this point, either D or wrecked.
Oh.
Let's be honest. Because they have not been able to turn. They have tried.
They're doing some things.
They've tried.
They did like the Gutter City. They did the Gutter City stuff recently, right? I'm trying. I like the Gutter Cats.
Bro, go look at this right here.
Maybe
I just put it in the chat.
Hold up. This is from May 15th, Gifted. Hold on.
Yesterday.
Hold up. This might save you guys. Give me 1 second. What the fuck, guys?
It's a really cool video that means
nothing.
Basketball merch.
So I've got the Gutter City Times up here because I'm a subscriber, I guess. Gutter shoots and scores Puma and LaMelo collab. After months of behind-the-scenes work, the Gutter Cat Gang announced a collaboration with global sportswear brand Puma, Charlotte Hornets guard LaMelo Ball, who was named NBA Rookie of the Year. Gutter Rick says, excited. Oh. Okay, all right. You said LeBron, LaMelo, wearing the Gutter Cat merch.
Gutter mellow.
You don't like that?
It's kind of funny. It's kind of funny.
I mean,
this is something. All right, so this
okay,
at least
thank
this
God.
at least saves them from going down a wrecked. But are they?
I got you, gang.
I guess they're
got
still
you.
like. They're still maybe a C. I don't know.
They're staying at C.
I guess we keep them at C for now.
Meebits Moods moving them up to B.
I think they stay where they're.
I think we move the rare Pepes. It's just. I don't think. Sorry, Kane Mayfield. I don't know. What do you think?
Isn't that just a provenance play? Like
is kind of.
they're not doing anything, right?
No, I don't think so.
But also Pepe has been doing really well.
Stoner Cats is being brought up multiple times here.
Wait, is this rare Pepe? Wait, are these rare Pepes? Is that what that is?
Yeah, rare Pepes.
Oh, dude, these have a 20th floor.
Yeah, they're yeah.
Sheesh. Then they could maybe go up. Maybe that does deserve to be an S. Shit, there's only 103 of them.
Yeah.
And because of like what's been going on with Pepe lately, they're pumping.
Okay. That one is extremely volatile. I almost removed rare Pepes from the list, and now they are at S. So
well, it's S or A. S or A.
There. It looks better there because it's a provenance play. I could see it. If Jimmy did the Avastars a little bit better, I think that's the area Avastars would be in. Is like the provenance play piece as well. They haven't done that. Okay.
Yo, we got another Yuga announcement while we're live.
Bro.
Washman coming through, letting us know. Apparently the DGen gods are with us today.
What did we do to deserve this beautiful announcement?
I don't know. Let's put a pause on the RMB and let's.
All right, I got you, Gif. All right, so that's gonna do it for the Rate My Bags for today. We still haven't finished it, so it's kind of triggering me. But you know what? Gifted says leave a like or he's gonna kill you, and you need to do that.
What?
So that's what I heard.
Whoa, that was violent. No, I'm not violent. Okay. Do we want to watch it again, or did you get what you needed to out of that?
Hold on. I'm going to pull it up while we talk about it, but I think we're... So we've got a little bit of a reveal there for the heavy metals. Let me turn this down on my side. Revealed. So you can see the different tiers there. Like I think this is... maybe the knight on this side, or one of the different tiers. What else do we have? We have the Kennel Club, which is now cemented firmly on Rate My Bags because they made an appearance here. So we got Kennel Club, That is, I know there was like an evolution piece with the Kennel Club. Like if you could somehow evolve both of these together. So I mean, not much. Again, we like this is just a bunch of apes holding. Like we see the portal in the background. That's another thing. They're pointing it. Some of them have lights. Yeah, I mean, Gary has a bone to pick. So Gary being the sly fox over here.
He's the dog prophet.
Oh, there's a bone right there. Interesting. That could lead into the lore. It looks like our heavy metals did reveal.
I think that the bone is gonna be like the key in the next game, right? And there's the Legends of Mara, maybe. I don't know. All right, it's speculation. Maybe you get the gold bone, just like you got the gold key. What do you think? Let us know in the comments. What does this video mean to you? Do you see anything that we are not seeing?
There are 8 types of HVs and over 1050 traits across the collection. The trait system for the heavy metal collection was developed based on a steep rarity scale with each heavy metal class. It was not a simple journey to select the proper models that would rank the rarity of each HVs. Gary's weed definitely didn't help, or it helped a lot. How does this affect HV rarity? The token IDs of heavy metals were assigned based on their sewer pass ranking in the Dookie Dash, so that's important. The probabilistic formula allows for the HV rarity ranking to correspond with the token ID. Your final sewer pass rank from the Dookie Dash is where the HV will land in terms of rarity once it's summoned. See, I just think that they could add a little bit of randomization here. So they say randomized here. The rarity of your HV is predetermined based on that ranking and not randomized upon summoning. I feel like they can mix in some element of randomness, man. I feel like it sways too much into the skill level.
Well, the randomness is knowing exactly what it's going to look like. You know, you do get it a random reveal of like, hey, I don't know what it's necessarily going to be or how it's going to look. But I think that's they switched to try a new model here, which is a gamified mint, right? So for this specific mint, they've just leaned heavily into the game, right? If you did well on the game, then you get your rarities based on that. So I don't know. I like that they're staying consistent with a gamified mint for this one. Like it would feel kind of inconsistent or flip-flopping to me if they're like, hey, you had to go through all this, play this game, do all these different things, and then actually it's totally random or it might not matter. That would feel inconsistent to me.
I agree with you. I'm not asking for a total randomizement. I just wish they had some element of like, okay, you finished within this category. Well, now you're randomized. You know, maybe you got the night pack or heavy metal, which is a skill-based thing, right? Like not everybody got the night pack or the celestial, but within those rankings, you could be randomized. You know, I don't know. So,
yeah. Solid points all around. Again, let us know in the chat. What do you think about all this update info? All of this new stuff dropping from Yuga while we're live. Thank you, Yuga gods, Yuga dads. Yeah, I don't know. That was weird. I'm brain dead at this point, bro. We've been live. I've been live for over
2 hours.
No, I've been live for over 4 hours now.
There you go. All right.
I'm brain dead, y'all.
Well, I was with you.
Give me a break, and also give the episode a like if you haven't. Really appreciate it. It makes a big difference. Algorithms need the likes. It feeds off of it, and so do we. This is how we survive.
Truly. The like is our little, that's a teat at which we survive. All right.
That noise was uncomfortable. That was more uncomfortable than me saying Yuga dads or no? What was more uncomfortable? Let us know in the chat.
Listen, Gutter Cat Gang, I tried to keep y'all up at D. It was this man that tried to get y'all off the list in direct category and relegated. So Gutter Cat Gang, you know, do with what you will.
Come at me, bros.
Do with what you will. All right. That was the episode for today. We almost hit the 2-hour mark, so we're going to stop it right before it says, you know, that 2 hour, you know, I'm just done.
Yeah.
Just like the guidepost.
2 hour mark.
The mile post is we're at 2 hours. So we will see you
turning
tomorrow.
into a pumpkin. He's turning into a pumpkin over here, y'all.
All right, our vibe, our tribe, y'all were awesome. We will see you tomorrow. Wild Wild Web tonight. There was a dope conversation with Mike Finch from Parada Capital. We touched on a lot of things that you can dive into. ETH, bullish case on ETH, market analysis here for Q3, Q4. Excited for that one.
Pull up the Spotify. Show them where it's at. This is important. If y'all didn't know, all of our live content from NFT Live, GM Web3, all of our other live shows that we do get syndicated straight to audio platforms, and Spotify is one of the greatest places that you can catch all of our content. So yeah, there you go. Wild Wild Web on the Web3 network. Looking freaking good, man. I do like, the big, bold branding on it. I love the name. Who came up with that name? Did you come up with that? That's a great name. It's a solid name, man.
It's interesting.
Really like that name.
Spotify, I'm trying to figure out this coloring because we didn't necessarily go with the green. I think it's reading the Spotify logo and it's like, oh, you want a green background. I don't necessarily want that,
Well,
but it doesn't look
there's no other
bad.
colors for it to pull from other than...
Well, I'm saying I just want to be able to say, like, I want a blue background. I want a green background. You know what I mean? Like, don't just automatically do that. So
I think it looks good.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Win new gift couch. Listen, guys, I can't go any longer. My brain will literally decompose live on stream. You guys were awesome. We are going to be here tomorrow, of course, to do it all over again with you guys. We appreciate you. Our vibe, our tribe. GIF, you got anything before we let these suckers get out of here?
Nah, man. I think that's it. Shout out NFTGo. Shout out Opolis. Shout out any of the amazing people in this community that keep showing up and being part of what we're building together. We appreciate you. Our vibe, our tribe. Like the episode. We appreciate y'all. More GM Web3 tomorrow. That's it.